The Sita Upanishad, presented by Svayam Prakash Sharma. The Sita Upanishad is part of the Atharvaved, in which Lord Brahma explains to the gods who Sita is and what her form is. In the Muktika list of 108 Upanishads to be studied for salvation, the Sita Upanishad figures at serial number 45 of that list. Source material for this upload has been taken from the English translation of the Upanishad by Dr. G Krishna Warrier, as published by the Theosophical Publishing House, Chennai. The Upanishad. The gods approached Prajapati Brahma and asked him, "Lord, who is Sita and what is her form?" Prajapati replied, "Being the first cause, Sita is known as Prakriti. She is the cause of Pranav too, and so she is named Prakriti. Sita is Maya in its very essence and is formed by three letters, Sa, E and Ta. The letter E of Sita is called Vishnu. The world is seed and it is Maya too. The letter Sa of Sita denotes immortal truth. It denotes achievement. It denotes Shiv with his consort Parvati. Ta denotes the queen of speech, that is united with Brahma, the deliverer. The goddess, who is the great illusion, whose form is unmanifest and who is denoted by the letter I, becomes manifest. She is as beautiful as the moon. She has faultless limbs. She is decked. She is adorned with ornamental garlands, pearls, and other adornments. In the beginning, at first, at the time of Vedic studies, she is essentially the clear Vedic speech. Secondly, on earth, she is at the tip of the plough, who springs up as the bliss of Brahma realization. She is always present. Thirdly, she becomes unmanifest. Therefore, she is Sita. This is how it has been explained in the text of the Shaunaks. Enabled by the presence of Sri Ram's light of total liberation, Sita sustains the universe. She brings forth, she sustains, and she withdraws all embodied beings, all beings that have a body. The knowers of Brahma declare that one must know Sita, since she is the first cause, and as Om, she is that first cause. Now, therefore, an inquiry into Brahma. Sita is all the Vedas. She is all the gods. She is all the worlds. Sita is all renown. She is all fame. She is all virtue. She is all ground. Sita is all effect and Sita is all cause. She is the great beauty of the Lord of gods. She has a form that is both different yet the same. She is the essence of both the intelligent and the inert. She is all and everything, right from Brahma down to stocks and stones. She is embodied, meaning she has a body, owing to the distinctions of the forms of attributes and activities. She assumes the forms of the gods. She assumes the forms of the sages. She assumes the forms of men and Gandharvas. She assumes the forms of demons, fiends, spirits, ghosts, goblins, etc. She assumes the form of the elements, of the sense organs, of the mind, and of the vital breaths. The divine being Sita is threefold through her power, namely the power of desire, the power of action, and the power of knowledge. The power of desire is further threefold: as Shri, as Bhumi, and as Neel. Shri is of the form of auspiciousness. Bhumi is of the form of the power of holiness. The sun, the moon, and the fire are all forms of Neel. As the moon, Sita is the mistress of all herbs. She is the tree of plenty. She is the flowers. She is the fruits. She is the creepers and the bowers. She is the mistress of the medicinal plants and the physicians. Sita is the divine drought, the divine drink of immortality that yields the fruit of massive splendor. She satisfies the gods with nectar and the animals with grass, on which the gods and the animals respectively live. She lights up all the world. She lights up the day and the night in the garb of the sun, the moon, the stars, and the like. She is all the divisions of time, such as the smallest moment, the hour, the day with its 8 divisions, the day of the week and the night, as also the fortnight, the month, the seasons, the 6 months, and the year. She is also the prescriber of the term of human life, as being 100 years. She manifests herself and is known as delay and speed. In this way, like a wheel, Sita revolves as the wheel of time, as the wheel of the universe, etc., consisting of all the dimensions of time, right from the tiny moment up to the 50 years of Brahma's life, which is more than 1,000,000 years of human life. All the luminous temporal divisions, as we know them, are the specific determinations of this very time, which is the container of all and everything, which contains all and everything. For all living beings, for their hunger and thirst, fire is the food and drink. In the same way, Sita is the form of sacrifice for the gods, which is their food and drink. She is the coolness and the warmth of the herbs in the forest. She dwells as both eternal and fleeting, inside the fuel as well as outside the fuel. For the protection of the world, the goddess Shri assumes a threefold form in conformity with the Lord's will. That Sita is also called Shri and Lakshmi is a well-known fact. The goddess Bhu is the earth consisting of the 7 islands and the seas. She is the container and she is the content of all the 14 worlds, such as Bhulok, etc. And her essence is Pranav. Neel is decorated with lightnings. She assumes all forms in order to nourish all herbs and living beings. She is at the root of all the worlds by assuming the form of water, which is known as consisting of frogs, and she supports all the worlds. The real form of power of action is as follows. From the mouth of Hari proceeds sound. From this sound comes out a drop. From the drop, the syllable Om emerges. From this syllable, clearly and distinctively comes out the mountain called Ram, which is the abode, which is the home of the Vaikhansas. On that mountain called Ram flourish many, many branches representing both action and knowledge. The primal science of the 3 Vedas reveals all that makes sense. The 3 Vedas consist of the Rik, the Yajus, and the Saman. They are fourfold, based on a fact, and are called Rik, Yajus, Saman, and Atharvan. The 3 Vedas are famous as they concern the four priests. They form the text of triple sense. They form the lingas or the limbs and much else. The Atharvan is in its essence the Rik, the Yajus and the Saman too. Yet the Atharvan is separated from the other three, being in the main concerned with magic. The Rig Veda flourishes in 21 branches. It has 21 branches. The Yajus is well known in 109 different schools. The Yajus has 109 different schools. The Saman has 1000 branches, while the Atharvan has only 40. The Vaikhansa philosophy is concerned with intuition. It is with this Vaikhansa philosophy that the sages engage themselves all the time. Rituals, grammar, phonetics, etymology, astronomy and meter. These are the 6 limbs. And the minor limbs are Vedanta and Mimans, the treatise on Nyaya and the Purans as held by the knowers of the law, in addition to the chapters on meditation. The great rishis held that these are the sub-limbs, the up-angs, ethics, all the branches of the Vedic lore, tradition, history and legends. The 5 minor Vedas are architecture, archery, music, medicine and occult thought, or Daivika. The discipline, the rites, the gloss, the lore, conquest supreme of breath, etc. These 21 are well known as self-evident. In the beginning, the word of Vishnu came out from Vaikhans as the 3 Vedas. In ancient times, the 3 came out from the sage Vaikhans. Hear all this from me. Know this, that the eternal Brahmic form is the power to act. The manifest power is only the memory of the Lord. Its essence is manifestation and evolution, restriction and promotion, subsiding and flaring up. It is the cause of both the patent as well as the latent. It has all feet, it has all limbs, it has all faces, it has all colors. It is at once, at the same time, different from the Lord and non-different from Him as well. Sita is the unfailing consort of the Lord, dependent on Him. She becomes patent and latent and is called the manifest power because she is competent to bring about creation, sustenance, retraction, suppression and promotion through the mere opening and closing of her eyes. The power of desire is threefold. At the time of retraction, for the sake of rest, when she rests on the right side of the Lord's chest, then in the shape of Shri Vats, she is the power of Yog. The form of the power of enjoyment is enjoyment. She is associated with the tree of plenty. She is associated with the wish-granting cow. She is associated with the wish-fulfilling gem and with the 9 treasures, such as the precious conch and the lotus, etc. Associated with all these, she is impelled, she is forced by the devotion of the worshipper, whether sought or unsought, to give enjoyment as a result of rites performed by them, notwithstanding that those rites were optional or compulsory, like performing the Agnihotra, or as a result of the 8 limbs of yoga practice, such as restraint, discipline, posture, control of breath, withdrawal, attention, meditation, and contemplation, or as a result of worship of the Lord's image in pinnacle temples, or as a result of ceremonial baths, etc., or as a result of the worship of the ancestors, etc., or as a result of giving food, drink, etc., for pleasing the Lord. All of the above is done through the power of enjoyment. Now, the power of heroism, which is four-armed, is described. By her gestures, Sita indicates fearlessness and the granting of boons. She bears the lotus. She is crowned and bedecked. She is surrounded by all the gods. She is bathed by 4 elephants in ambrosial waters from jeweled pots at the foot of the tree of plenty. She is invested with the 8 miraculous powers, such as becoming as small as an atom in size. All the divinities, Brahma and the others, pay obeisance to her. She is lauded by the wish-granting cow who stands in front of her. She is extolled by all the Vedas and the Shastras, etc. Celestial nymphs like Jaya wait on her. The luminaries, the sun and the moon, shed splendor on her. Tumburu, Narad and others sing of her glory. The full moon and new moon days hold an umbrella over her. 2 delightful beings hold the whisks, Swaha and Swadha, fan her. Bhrigu and other supernatural beings adore her. Sita, the goddess Lakshmi, is seated on a divine lion throne in the lotus posture, bringing about all causes and all effects. The steady image of the Lord's idea of differentiation she beautifies. With tranquil eyes, adored by all the gods, she is known as the beauty of heroism. This is the secret. Yes, this is the secret. This concludes the Sita Upanishad contained in the Atharvaved. Om Shanti 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 Om.